So the other night, Josh and I went to Animal Kingdom, and we were basically on a mission to do all the attractions we got fast passes for, and then we wanted to go see Rivers of Light. It turns out we didn't talk as much as we had planned. We had all these ideas like, oh, well, we'll say this when we go do this, and then we'll say this, and we'll talk about this. Well, as you'll be able to see, we didn't really do that a whole lot, so I'm gonna show you what we did at Animal Kingdom the other night. We are at Animal Kingdom, and we came to see Rivers of Light tonight.
And partially because Taylor got a fast pass for Flight of Passage today, so
I did.
We're gonna go do that.
Of course. So we really wanted to go ride the safari because I wanted to see the new baby hippo, Augustus. And then it's always just great riding the safari. So we wanted to go do that first, so I made sure I got a fast pass. While we were on the safari, we were hoping we would also see baby Stella, the elephant, which she's not so much of a baby anymore because she's getting so big. But we had no luck. It was probably the quietest safari we've ever been on.
Well, that was a very eventful safari.
Oh yeah.
I think that's
so many animals.
I think that's the first time that I have ridden that, and there were like
nothing.
There were like no elephants.
No.
There was barely anything out on the Serengeti.
No.
There was
we did see some giraffes.
We only saw one rhino.
No
ostrich, no warthogs, no zebras.
No, there just was not a lot.
Like, yeah, it was very
I said,
little.
Like, you could literally hear crickets.
And the other thing, like the elephants, which made sense that there weren't any elephants out, just because there were animal care people that were in there.
They were cleaning up and putting out food.
Cleaning up stuff, and yeah, so it made sense. But it's just it was probably the most uneventful ride that I've ever taken on a safari.
It was pretty. Then we went to go ride Everest.
And now we're gonna hustle to Expedition Everest.
No need to hustle. We got time.
Okay. All right.
Actually. Well, we have about 5 minutes.
We don't.
And I was hoping it was going to be a little darker when we rode Everest, but the sun had not exactly even set yet, so it was still light out when we rode Everest. Still a good time though, and our favorite is the back row. Always sit in the back row. Goes way faster. So then we made our way into Pandora because I did get us a fast pass for Flight of Passage. This was by complete chance. I did not have to do any work at all for this. So when you get on the app, always just look and check and see if you can get a fast pass for Flight of Passage because sometimes you will just get lucky. I had just left work the other day. I got on the app just to see what was available at Animal Kingdom to try and get some fast passes for whatever. First thing that popped up on the app, Flight of Passage, click, booked it.
So I don't know if people have been like unsure of what this ride is, which is Flight of Passage. That's what we're in line to do right now. We just scanned our fast passes, and today we just got a little ticket.
Almost like what you get on Mission Space.
That like gives you all these warnings and like
Caution.
You know, safety reminders that this,
above the ground.
you know. So I'm kind of wondering if like a lot of people have been getting on, and then they're freaking out during the ride because of the motion and whatnot. And I would just say don't like be upset or anything or worried, because it's actually not that bad. I think that this is probably the greatest ride in Orlando. We're gonna stop and get some photos. Also, the only thing about riding FastPass is that you always have to miss the interior of the standby line, which is amazing. You get the actual avatar like in the capsule and floating, and it's really cool. It's really unfortunate that you don't get to see it, but it is what it is. So Taylor didn't want to go down row 4, so we're going up to the top. We're going up row 3.
I like the top better.
It's really all the same.
It's essentially the same, but I like the thought of it better, I guess. So we rode Flight of Passage, and then we made our way on over to watch Rivers of Light. That was basically our mission for Animal Kingdom that night. All the other things were just great things that we got to do while we were there, because we just love Animal Kingdom. We love all the parks. Here is a little look into Rivers of Light. Apparently it's cold out, even though it's still like 70 some degrees. But it's not cold.
I felt cool.
If you haven't been to see Rivers of Light yet, I definitely recommend going and watching it. Now, when we went, one of the light up animals that floats on the river actually was not working. And it was slightly disappointing for me because I just love that show. We've only ever seen it I think we've seen it once or twice. I can't really remember. That was a little sad. But once that thing was gone and way in the back, I didn't even care anymore because the water effects and the light, amazing. Such a good show. It's like technologically advanced with the way they do some of those effects. So now, if you're thinking about getting a FastPass for Rivers of Light, what I would suggest doing is don't make it one of your 3 initial FastPasses. Unless you're not doing anything during the day and you're going to Disney Springs or staying at your resort and you're not going out until the night, then yeah, maybe go ahead and make it one of your 3 FastPasses for the day. But if you're not, and you're going to be in parks all day long, and then you're going to Rivers of Light late at night, this is one of those things that's typically you can still get a FastPass for it an hour or 2 ahead of time before your FastPass would actually start. Always just be checking the app and see if you can get one, because in my opinion, you can spend so much more time using all those other FastPasses the rest of the day, and once you use your initial 3, keep booking more and more, and then eventually you can get and book the one for Rivers of Light. Now, if you aren't going to use a FastPass for Rivers of Light, I would suggest getting there pretty early for the show. If you ride the tram in from the parking lot to Animal Kingdom, like we do because we drive to the parks, they will actually tell you to arrive like at least 45 minutes early for the show to be guaranteed to get a seat, because that line starts to get really long really quick. Now, if you have a fast pass, no problem, you are getting in guaranteed. But the standby line, you are not always guaranteed that seat, so get there early. However, when we were just there the other night, there were actually 2 showings of Rivers of Light. There was an early show and then a later show, which was right when the park closed, basically. We went to the later show because we did all that other stuff. And at the later show, the stadium was actually not even full. So if you want to risk it and not get there 45 minutes early, you could try going to the later show and try getting in those last few minutes before the show starts, which the other night, you definitely could have done that. I would say if you're looking for something to do at night and you don't want to go watch fireworks, or you've already seen all the fireworks in the parks, this is definitely a show you should go check out at Animal Kingdom. Let us know in the comments below, have you seen Rivers of Light before, and what did you think about it?